Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Well, I have something a little different for you today. So normally this is just a solid review channel, but sometimes you might be wondering, why Lori, why do you have just a channel for reviews, just for reviewing your favorite things? And the reason I do this is all for the Amazon Influencer Program. So today is my 1-year anniversary with the program. So I wanted to make this video about my journey with the program, how I'm doing in the program, what my technique is, how I work in the program. And this isn't a video for solid beginners. If you are not in the Amazon Influencer Program and you want to learn more about it, there's people way better than me that can tell you how to get started. But this video is definitely, I would say, for maybe newer people that feel like they might be doing something wrong. I feel like when I started out, there was so much information that was like, I make thousands of dollars a month. And I was like, what? How? And so here I'm going to give you my honest earnings. I'm going to give you my honest technique. I'm going to give you my trials, my tribulations, who's inspired me to continue on in the program, who my favorite people are for tips and tricks. We are going to get all into that. But before we do, one, if you like this kind of video, definitely let me know in the comments below. Again, this is my first time posting a video like this, but I can turn this into a monthly thing, like a monthly Amazon influencer update, if you all are into it. Also, if you like this, if you want to support me, definitely hit the subscribe button. All right, let's start from the beginning. So basically, a little over a year ago, I had a cruise ship travel channel called Lori and Gary Cruise, and that had just gotten monetized. And I was making about $100 a month on YouTube, and I was like, how can I make a little more money? How can we steamroll this? So I noticed that some of my favorite YouTube creators often mention, oh, you can visit my Amazon store, you can purchase this at my Amazon link below. And I was like, did Amazon reach out to them, or did they reach out to Amazon? How does this all work? So I started researching the Amazon affiliate program. So again, this is not like a Amazon 101 video, so I don't want to get into the whole thing. But basically, just in case you're watching this, you don't know, Amazon affiliate program is where you can go in and get links, and when people purchase from your links, you get a commission. So in my research for this, I came across a YouTube podcast with Think Media with Sean and Kathleen Coble. It was over a year ago, and she basically started from the beginning, and she was like, yeah, all you have to do is film videos of different products. It can be any product you want, and you get a commission. So from that podcast or video or whatever it was, I started to do more research, and I found out all about the influencer program. And I just want to give you guys a heads up. The main person I listened to create my first 3 videos besides Kathleen was Can I, the YouTube channel Can I. So Can I, thank you very much. Your channel was super helpful in getting me started in this. So I did my 3 videos. I got into the program right away. As soon as I was accepted, I just started taking in massive amounts of content. And so I started a year ago. A lot of the content was made from 2 years ago, before the program was oversaturated. And in all of these videos, they were talking about the tens of thousands of dollars you can make every month. And I was like, whoa. So I started filming as much as I could around the apartment. And 1 month into it, I probably made $20 in the program. But I persevered. So about a month or 2 into the program, I started finding different Facebook groups. My favorite Facebook group is the Amazing Influencers group, which is Kathleen Coble. And I started learning more and more and more. And then I also started seeing more and more about how oversaturated the program was becoming, how people were making quintuple what they were a year prior and how now they were barely scraping by, barely making $100 a month. And I was like, oh no. But I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna be regular. I'm gonna do 2 videos a day and just keep at it and do other things, of course, to make money, but be regular. And worst comes to worst, I just make $100 extra a month, fine. But in all honesty, just like a lot of you guys, what I really wanted from this program was to make a full-time salary. And you guys, I don't need that much to survive. I live in a rent control apartment with my husband in New York City. I get a lot of part-time work. I work in the film and television industry here. I teach private flexibility training sessions. I teach private aerial silks classes. I'm a substitute teacher at Body and Pole in New York City. So I have a lot of other side hustles, but it would really be nice to scale this program up to where I don't have to worry about constantly hustling and pounding the pavement and trying to scrounge up some extra money every single month. So before I get into how much I've made in the program, I want to talk about the people that I've been following on YouTube to get advice. So there's so many. I have a list here. And I also want to say that if you've made a YouTube video about the Amazon influencer program within the past year, I have watched it. If you have 4 views and like 1 like for your Amazon influencer video, I guarantee you I am one of those views and the 1 like. I am constantly just trying to learn whatever I can. And I also feel like this program is evolving so quickly. Whatever was out 4 or 5 months ago might not be super helpful information for what is going on within the program now. So basically, I've watched all the YouTube channels, but I want to tell you some of my favorites. The main person I follow is Kathleen Coble. She's how I got into the program. She does a live almost every week. It's super helpful. You can ask her any questions. She's super personable. She'll answer them. Love her. The second YouTube channel that I absolutely love is Rob with Oink for Influencers. And we'll talk more about Oink in a second. But if you didn't know, Oink is a Google extension that works with Amazon that allows you to do all sorts of extra little things designed to help you grow within the program. So his YouTube channel does go into a lot about how to utilize Oink, but he also just gives separately amazing advice, and I love him. Third, Tyler from Creator Side Income. He's been in the program for 3 years. He is a full-time teacher, and yet he makes an incredible salary from the program. And every month he goes over his reports and why he thinks he got there and gives out lots of great tips and tricks. Really like him. I follow this girl, Nicole Vincent. For me, she has more thorough explanations on how to use Oink. I wouldn't call myself a computer dummy, but I view Rob as like a computer genius. So sometimes I think in his little tutorials, he glosses over certain things that I just need a little deeper dive into. And Nicole Vincent does that. And also I think she's pretty inspiring because she's doing quite well in the program. And I feel like we're about the same age. So it's nice to follow someone that I'm like, okay, if she can do it, I can do it. Of course, I still follow Can I. His channel has evolved more into how to make money on the internet overall, but he does go over his Amazon monthly reports, and it's good to follow just to get a bearing of how he's doing, how many videos he has. I love the monthly updates. Kindly Connected, she's not super regular with her posts. I've gotten gem information from watching some of her videos. The most important information being how many creator connection campaigns she was in, because before I watched her, I always heard focus on creator connections, focus on creator connections. But it wasn't until I saw one of her videos where she said, listen, I'm in 300 creator connections campaigns, and that's how I'm able to make a decent income through the program, where I was like, oh, you mean really focus on creator connections. I had like 10 campaigns going on before I watched her, and she was the one that kind of snapped me into reality for that. And then 2 other channels I follow that I love is Side Hustle Experiment and Hustle Buddies. And it's 2 separate guys, 2 separate channels, but they just They're just kind of dudes and they just kind of give you the info flat out. And I had another aha moment with Hustle Buddies because I think it was in a live where he was like, dude, you're not gonna make a living off of doing this if you're just doing 1 or 2 videos a day. And he was like, I do 10 or 20 videos a day and I make yay amount of money per month. And I was like, oh, okay. I haven't been working hard enough. So I love him for that. And then bear with me guys, I got 2 more channels that I absolutely love. Hella Bella, because she started the program about 3 months before me. She goes over her whole routine, everything she does, and I always feel like she's a few $100s ahead of me in the program, and I'm like, okay, good. So if I do maybe what she's doing, I'll catch up to her in a few months. And then finally, the last person I follow, it's not a tips and tricks channel, it's a review channel, but it's Doug and Nikki, and basically I discovered them through Kathleen Cobal's lives, and they are super helpful, and I love watching their review videos because they are so well made. So that's a little bit about where I get my advice from. So I want to talk about some disadvantages that I feel that I have within the program. So one, I live in a 1-bedroom apartment in Manhattan with my husband. My husband is retired. He goes out for a few hours in the middle of the day, but for the most part, he's here all day long. It's really hard to navigate filming around what he's doing. Of course, he works with me and everything. But for example, I just had to stop this video and go tell him to turn the sound down in the room next door just because it was a little too loud and he didn't realize it, which is fine. But it's just a disadvantage that just took time out. And if I was filming, it would just make my filming time take longer. The other disadvantage is before my husband and I met, he had been living here already. So he's been in this apartment for about 25 years, which means most of the furniture in this apartment is just not on Amazon. In fact, I would say the bulk of the stuff in this apartment is not on Amazon, and there is no place to put anything up, even as a display, even to get free products, put it out there. I have no place to demo it. So that is a huge negative going for me because obviously the number one thing every creator says to do is make sure you post high cost products. And furniture tends to be high cost, but what do you do if you don't have furniture? And then the other thing they say is, well, then go film at a friend's house. All my friends live in studio apartments, 1-bedroom apartments in New York City. A lot of them don't have a lot of furniture, or even if they did, everything is cluttered. It's just not the ideal filming situation. I do have one friend that just bought a house and I have filmed there, and some of the stuff I filmed in her house are the highest earning items that I have made. So if you know a lot of people that own homes, consider yourself super lucky and film everywhere you can. The other disadvantage I have is I feel like some of the most expensive items I do own are just so oversaturated. Like I own a Sony camera. There's like a million videos on the carousel for that. I've sold one once. I've made one commission off of it. My computers are all Apple computers. Apple doesn't even have a freaking carousel, for heaven's sakes. A lot of advice is, well, film everything from your house first. You'll probably just make $500 or $600 a month just from that. No, I filmed almost everything in my home and it was about $80 or $90 a month. So if you've filmed everything in your home and you're making thousands of dollars a month, which a lot of people say has happened, consider yourself blessed because not everyone has those high earning items that are on Amazon. And the number 3 thing I have would be to say, I am terrible at talking straight to the camera. A lot of people say, keep the editing to a minimum. Don't even waste time editing your videos. Leave in those ums. And to those people, I say, you do not know what it is like to suck at talking continuously to the camera. And I've actually gotten into this conversation with some people and they said, oh, you'll get better at it. No, you guys know I won't get better. Every time you see this video jump skip is when I've just been staring at the camera dead inside, dead in my brain, dead in my mouth, just dead. I don't think on the fly, and this is not going to get better because let me tell you, I have a theater degree and I always did bad at improvisation. I'm great. Give me a script and I'm great, but I don't have time to write up scripts and memorize them for each video. That would take even longer than editing. So I do edit all my videos. I do think I take longer to put up my videos than a lot of other people. And some other advice that I don't follow just because of my OCD is a lot of people say making thumbnails is a waste of time. For me, because I put so much energy into my YouTube channels, I want my storefront that I send them to from there to look nice. So I go into Canva for every single freaking thumbnail. And for that, I have it down to a science. Doesn't take me too long, but that's just something I'm not going to not do just because I want my storefront to look pretty. And you can say, well, your OCD is costing you money. You might be right, but it is what it is. So those are some of my disadvantages, but some of my advantages are I work very part-time. I don't have kids, so I'm not constantly having to care for a child. And finally, the last advantage I have is even though I feel like I have to edit all my videos, I think I'm okay at editing. Not the world's best editor, but I use Final Cut Pro. I know how to use it. Oh, and one other advantage is I already had 2 YouTube channels and I have almost 10,000 followers on Instagram. So I have been doing the social media thing for a while, and I do think that makes sellers more interested in me because of my previous social medias. All right, finally, now let's get into the nitty-gritty, how I've been doing in the program. So let's go back last year, and I'm not giving you numbers because you guys know, or maybe you don't know, but you're not supposed to give exact numbers. You're not supposed to show any of the actual back end stuff from your storefront or any of that stuff, but I will give you ballpark numbers about how I was doing and then how it's getting better and better and how I'm hopefully going to turn it even into more money, potentially a full-time income. So my first month, like I said, it was like $20. Then my second month, November, kind of go in the same way. And this was at me doing about 2 videos a day. Yes, I had some days where I did 4 or 5 videos, but when I first started, I made a promise to myself that I would make at least 2 videos a day, even if it was like chapstick and a piece of string. I was gonna make those videos. So the second month, it was going the same way until Black Friday. And then all of a sudden, Black Friday, I got like quintuple clicks, definitely double the money. And that kind of lasted through the first few weeks of December. And then everything started going down again. And then January, February, March, I was doing between 100 and 200 per month. And then I don't know if it was in March or April, but whenever Oink came out, I started using the free Creator Connections program. And that's also around the time when I watched that Kindly Connected video where she said, focus on Creator Connections. Because before that, I was maybe only in about 10 Creator Connections campaigns. And with the Oink free program, all of a sudden I went from being in 10 to like 60 or 70. And that's when my income started to go up. So since whenever it came out, I feel like it was April. I don't know. Do you guys know? Let me know in the comments below. But since Oink came out, I've been using the free program for Creator Connections. And my campaigns have just been going up and up and up. And my income has been going up and up and up. And the reason I'm able to get so many campaigns is because I also hustle on Creator Connections to get free products as well. And I know I see in the chat groups and on other videos, a lot of people say, how do you guys get so many free products? I am barely able to get anything. I'm able to get free products because I will literally put my headphones on, sit at the computer, and message one campaign after the other for 2 hours at a time. And from maybe the 50 or 60 people I message, I'll get 2 or 3 products. So I'll do that like every other day, and somehow it works into being like 3 or 4 products a day. But it's worth it because it's helped my income go up little by little. And then the other thing I've really been trying to do, more so since August, is just film as many videos as possible. I no longer feel like 2 a day is gonna help me achieve my goals. So I've just been trying to get as many free products as possible and just film, film, film. And one thing that Hustle Buddies constantly says that makes sense to me in my head is, in terms of product research, by the time you've researched that product and have decided it's a good product to purchase, you could have filmed 20 other products. Especially because, being that I have no place to demo like $200, $300 pieces of furniture in my apartment, I have to go by work harder, not smarter. We are the work harder, not smarter campaign here in the Lori Bloom household. So I'm just trying to film as much as I can, hoping that I potentially luck out. I am staying at an Airbnb for the first time ever in a few weeks. I'm hoping that there are some furniture products there. I also feel that as my storefront grows, I am starting to get more expensive items. I've gotten a red light therapy face mask worth almost $200. I got an espresso machine, which, let me tell you guys, it made me feel like I finally arrived, which was over $100 in value. And I've definitely gotten a lot of fancy jewelry. And that also circles back to the fact that I think making my storefront looks nice attracts a lot of sellers as well. So that's just my food for thought, and something that maybe if you weren't paying attention to thumbnails, maybe you might want to think about. So since the Oink Creator Connections program came out and I've been honing in on Creator Connections, my income has gone up little by little every single month. And this past month, which is September, I made the most I've made. Now, before you hold on to your bootstraps, let me just tell you guys, you're not going to be that impressed. You are not going to be that impressed, but I am going to tell you why I think I'm not where I want to be yet and what I'm going to do to get to where I want to be. So since I started focusing on Creator Connections, it went up little by little. And for the past 3 months, I've made between $500 and $600, September being $600-ish. Remember, I'm not giving you exact numbers. I've made the $600 with almost 1,000 videos up. I have 1,000 pieces of content up, but not all of it is video content. Some of it is photos and idea boards and all of that. But for the most part, I have at least 960 videos up, 100%. And the reason I don't think I have broken $1,000 yet is because a lot of the items I am getting from Creator Connections are clothing items and jewelry items, and those items do not appear on the app. So not even are they not on the app, and when I say on the app, I mean when you scroll down in the app, a lot of products have a video spot somewhere around here. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but not only are these products not in the app, but they don't have an upper carousel. And I'm telling you guys, at least 200 videos I've filmed, if not more, have been for clothes and jewelry. That being said, clothing and jewelry is super easy for me to film. And I need a lot of clothing for what I do elsewhere, so it's not all a lose-lose, but I am gonna start focusing more on electronics, more on kitchen items, basically making videos that have more of a chance of being viewed. That's my new strategy going forward. My other strategy is I just bought the paid for version of Oink. The holidays are coming. I want to make the most money I can out of what I have already. So I've had the new program for like 3 days now, and I've already made like 20 or 30 extra dollars. And I'm still discovering all the different ways I can utilize it. But the main 2 things I'm using it for right now, besides the Creator Connections campaign thing, which I've already been using the free version for since its inception. But the main things is, one is fetching the orders so that I can run them through and add new creator campaigns before the order goes through. So basically what this does is people might watch one of your videos and then they might say, I don't want this item, but this video inspired me to get this item. And if that new item they purchase is in a creator connection campaign, Oink has a feature that will help you automatically add that campaign. So you will get the extra commission for that. And that, again, in 3 days already, $30 extra. I'll take it. The other thing is I'm building up my Canadian storefront. Now, a lot of people have said, oh, there's no money in Canada. It's not worth it. But let me tell you, I tried to do this earlier on in the program. I started a Canadian storefront. I put 3 videos up there and I was like, this is too hard because I was just trying to do all the research myself to figure out what was in the Canadian Amazon, and it was just overwhelming. So I kind of forgot about it. And when I went back to check it out with Oink, my 3 videos already earned me $27. So I'm like, okay, like if anything, Oink makes it so easy to build your storefront. It might take a few hours, but even if it's only an extra few $100s a year, why not? I would like an extra few $100s for a few hours worth of work. So that's the other thing I'm really using it for. But I'm sure Rob will add more features, or I'll just figure out another feature that I'm obsessed with. And these are my tactics going forward. So listen, you guys, as you can hear, I'm losing my voice. And this video is kind of long, but I would love to hear your thoughts. If you are experienced in the program and you've watched the whole video, because let me tell you, I'm already bracing myself for I have 100 videos up and I've made $10,000. I'm bracing myself because I know y'all are out there and you're lucky. You happen to have those videos. Listen, you happen to have those products, or you happen to have space to film those products or whatever. But for the majority of us, it's just not that easy. But if you have any advice that you think will help me out, help me earn more money, I would love to hear it. And also, you guys, once again, if you want me to keep making maybe not videos this long, but like monthly updates, I would be more than happy to, but only if there's interest, because as I've already said, I have to edit the crap out of all my videos because I can't speak like a human. Anyway, that's all I have for you now. If you also want to check out my review videos, they're all up on this channel. That's another thing oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't even bring up this YouTube channel. So that's another thing. If you are newer to the program, I wish I had started this YouTube channel right away. This channel looks like it's super old because this is actually my very first YouTube channel, but I basically took off all the homegrown videos and turned it into a review channel just so I would have more street cred with the YouTube algorithm. So this actual Lori Reviews It All YouTube channel is actually relatively new. I didn't start it till like March or April or something. So again, definitely recommend, if you guys are newer to the program, start your YouTube channel. All right, I'm gonna stop talking now, but definitely ask me questions if you have any questions. And I wish you guys all the best of luck and abundant Amazon influencer life, and peace.